Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're a Packers fan, you know how every offseason brings a whirlwind of rumors, and this one has been making waves across the NFL circles. Speculation about a potential trade that could reshape the NFC North, and more specifically, give the Green Bay Packers a serious boost. We're talking about the Miami Dolphins shopping their star wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, and rumors suggest that the Packers could be a possible landing spot. Yeah, you heard that right. Tyreek Hill, one of the most explosive playmakers in the league, potentially donning the green and gold. Now I know what you're thinking. Is that even realistic? Can Green Bay pull off such a move? Well, let's dive into the details and see how this scenario could unfold and what it could mean for the Packers' future. First off, the Dolphins are sitting at a 4-7 record, which isn't exactly what they envisioned coming into this season. They're also facing a pretty tight cap situation, with only about $12 million in cap space, so any move involving a player like Hill would need to be financially justified. Rumors circulating suggest that Miami might be willing to trade Hill in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. The idea behind this move is to focus on rebuilding their roster with younger players, especially along the defensive line, which has been a concern given their recent defensive stats, allowing around 5 points per game, which isn't elite but still manageable if they bolster their front seven. Now let's talk about Tyreek Hill himself. The guy is a game changer, the kind of player who can stretch defenses to their breaking point. His speed, which earned him the nickname Cheetah, is second to none. Hill has been a consistent threat over his 9-year career, with over 700 receptions, more than 10, 0 yards, and 14, 3 yards per catch. He's also accumulated over 70 touchdowns, making him one of the most prolific deep threats in the league. His PFF grade sits at an impressive 89.5, which highlights his elite route running and ability to make contested catches. He's a true mismatch for any defense. In 2024, Hill has had some injury setbacks. He's played only 4 games so far due to ankle injuries, but still managed to compile 21 catches on 29 targets for 265 yards and a touchdown, averaging 12.6 yards per reception. His yards after catch, YAC, are also notable, with over 150 yards gained after the catch this season alone. This ability to explode for big plays is exactly what the Packers need to elevate their offense. Green Bay's passing game this year has been decent, averaging around 220 yards per game, but they lack that consistent deep threat that keeps opposing defenses honest. A player like Hill could change all that. Imagine him stretching the field, creating mismatches, and giving quarterback Jordan Love even more options. His presence alone would elevate the Packers' passing efficiency, increasing their yards per pass from the current 7.1 up to around 8.3, and boosting their third down conversion rate from about 49% to over 56%. For fans, that translates into more sustained drives, more big plays, and potentially more wins down the stretch. Now, let's put this in context with the Packers' current roster and season. At 6-3-1, Green Bay is sitting comfortably in the playoff hunt, but they could use an injection of firepower, especially with the way their receivers are performing. Right now, their wide receiver unit isn't exactly setting the league on fire, averaging around 2.5 yards per route run, so adding a player with Hill's explosiveness could be a game changer. He would be a true vertical threat, capable of turning short passes into massive gains, alleviating some pressure on the run game and opening up the offense for more big plays. This would also give the Packers a much-needed boost in the red zone and on third down, where they've struggled at times. From Miami's perspective, trading Hill makes sense if they're trying to cut costs and rebuild with youth. A $20 million savings on their cap would give them more flexibility to invest in the offensive line, which has been a concern, and in other areas of the defense. Plus, with Jalen Waddle emerging as a reliable target, Miami might feel confident enough to part ways with Hill, especially if they believe they can develop younger receivers or draft new talent. But there's risk involved. Losing Hill would mean losing a dynamic playmaker who can change the course of a game with a single play. For the Packers, acquiring Hill would be a bold move, and it's one that could potentially turn their offense into a high-powered machine. Imagine Jordan Love with a deep threat like Hill stretching the field, forcing defenses to respect the vertical passing game. That kind of threat would open up the underneath routes for Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs, making the Packers' passing attack much more unpredictable. It would also give them a legitimate X-factor that could turn the tide in close games or help them clinch key division wins. Plus, this move could set the stage for a strong playoff run, especially if Hill stays healthy and continues to produce at his usual high level. But let's also keep in mind the broader NFL landscape. The odds of a trade like this happening aren't exactly high, considering the cap implications and the Dolphins' apparent willingness to rebuild. Still, the possibility excites fans. Imagine the electric plays, the highlight reel catches, and the simple fact that the Packers would have one of the league's most dangerous receivers on their roster. It's the kind of move that, if it happens, could instantly make Green Bay a formidable force in the NFC, especially with their solid defense and a promising quarterback in Jordan Love. Looking at the bigger picture, this hypothetical trade also echoes the recent trend of teams valuing dynamic playmakers who can flip the script with one play. As the NFL continues to evolve into a league where offense rules, having a player like Hill could be the difference between a good season and a great one. Green Bay would be adding a piece that transforms their offense into a true, big-play machine, and that could be the catalyst for another deep playoff run. The fans, of course, would be ecstatic. Imagine the energy at Lambeau Field, with Hill making those jaw-dropping catches and electrifying the crowd every game. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical. Trading for a star like Hill isn't easy, especially with the financial and strategic considerations. But if the Packers can pull this off, they'd be sending a clear message. They're all in for another Super Bowl push. The NFC is wide open this year, and a weapon like Hill could give them the edge they need to outscore the best teams. Whether it's his speed, his ability to create separation, or his knack for turning small plays into game-winning moments, Hill would be a perfect complement to what Green Bay is building. So, as we sit here speculating, one thing is for sure. This kind of move would send shockwaves through the league. It could shift the power dynamics in the NFC North and beyond, making Green Bay an even more dangerous team in the postseason. The idea of seeing a guy like Tyreek Hill in Packers green, blazing past defenders and igniting the Lambeau crowd, is enough to get any fan excited. We all love the idea of big plays and exciting football, and this trade, if it happens, could bring that excitement back to Green Bay in a big way. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Packers should go all in and make a play for Tyreek Hill? Would you be excited to see him in green and gold lighting up Lambeau Field? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This offseason continues to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory, and whatever happens, you can count on us to keep you informed and fired up about the team we all love.